What's going on, y'all? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV,
Jamar 4.
and we're here for a brand new episode of the Prelude. I know it's been a minute since we had a new episode of the Prelude. It's been a minute, but
I just had a new
well,
account in like a month.
right. What was the last interview we had? Was it Barry?
I mean, if it's not here, I've been on Boys Night Out. I have been on Maddie's the Panel.
It's not like we ain't been working. It's
I've
not
been
like we ain't been
going.
working. It's not like we ain't been working. Plus, boys, don't forget, Boys Night Out is Friday night, 9, 8 Central, of course, with us two, Maddie, Terrence, and Josiah. As a matter of fact, I just got the phone with Josiah, as a matter of fact, discussing Boys Night Out, as a matter of fact. But before we do bring our guest up here, should we let them know what we got going with the Prelude? Because I think you and I talked yesterday, and I think this interview will probably be our last one for like a couple of weeks.
Um, I may have lied. I may just what I was waiting on. I may just bring people back more than once, and just say fuck it. Like I was gonna wait to bring people on to do just one tell all. But I might just
Mhm.
bring them back for like the first half, and then bring them back again at the
Okay, well, I guess we'll be talking about that after the interview.
end.
Okay. All right. All right. So, tonight's guest, and I know this interview was pretty early. We really don't do interviews this early, but Jamar got some things to do, and I got some videos to do, so we had to get this out as early as possible. But we have a guest here tonight, Double R Russell. He is a LGBT. I don't want to. He's a. I'm just gonna say musician because I don't want to say what kind of musician because I feel like I'm gonna get it wrong. But he's an LGBT musician, and I know that he does Bigo, which I've been told that I need to get on Bigo, and I just personally feel like Bigo is the ghetto. No disrespect
It
to
looks
person.
confusing. It's
It's
intimidating.
very confusing. Every time I see people on Bigo, they arguing, and I ain't got that type of energy. But with that being said, he just went away. Where you go? I guess when he comes back, let him go.
Wait, did he fall out the circle?
Yeah, he fell out. He
Uh,
went. Oh, there he go. There he go. There he go. There he go. But with that being said, let's bring in our guest for tonight, Double R. Russell is in the evening tonight.
Hi,
What's going
hello.
hi.
on?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming.
For a minute, we thought you ran off for a second.
No, not at all. After you told me to turn the landscape, it started doing something weird like this. I don't know.
StreamYard being StreamYard.
Yeah, that's all
it's,
it is. That's all it
it's
is.
fine.
I got to learn how to use Zoom. I got to learn how to use Zoom. Things be so much
It-
better if I use Zoom.
yeah, it might be worth it because StreamYard just been on that bullshit. It's been very ghetto, giving very government cheese, very section 8.
Oh no.
Making people think that something is wrong with my connection when I upped my internet speed a month or two ago, and I'm paying
Come
an extra
on.
for that internet speed. So don't play with me now, because I pay Xfinity for that. Okay, but with that being said, though, Russell, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. I honor y'all for this opportunity because I've watched y'all for years. Scotty, I remember back when you were doing R&B Divas Atlanta, like the first season.
Oh,
And Jamar, I remember when you was hanging out with A Connection and like Wade TV show.
Ooh.
There was a particular video where Wade and Eddie Hollywood were like at somebody's house and y'all was like all twerking.
Was there
Okay, well,
that brown carpet?
yes.
That, that was
oh,
what that was Wade's first apartment that we met in years ago.
Oh wow.
2011. Jesus Christ, that was 10 years ago,
But
child.
but I've been following y'all that long.
oh,
Ooh, you know
ooh.
too
And
much.
I watched y'all grow up and glow up, and y'all
Yes,
y'all
baby.
showed me that I gotta get fab to be on here.
The glow up is fucking real, okay? Cause
It
looking
really
at them
is.
old videos, I don't see how the hell y'all was watching me back then. Cause I looked a damn mess. Oh my god, I hate to even watch them videos,
Look,
baby.
we got to walk to run, okay?
Right.
And we running now, cause we ain't walking no more. We running now,
You
so
off. You
so
off to the races in this thing.
Absolutely. So
Yes,
we gave
sir.
a brief, introduction of who you were, but tell us in your own words. 'Cause like Scotty didn't want to necessarily go into which type of artist that you were, so we didn't want to get anything incorrect. So tell us who you are, what it is that you do, and an interesting fact about yourself that the audience who follows you may not know.
Okay, you're gonna have to ask me that last question again. But I'm Double R Russell. I'm righteous. I'm ratchet. I'm the gentleman and the jerk. Looking to Jesus, the author and the finisher of my faith. I am a gospel artist.
Period. I always love to
Mm.
see like the LGBT perspective of the gospel industry because of not everybody in that industry is as welcoming and warm towards our community. So definitely looking forward to hear how you navigated in that in that realm.
Most definitely.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with something easy real quick. What do you do on Bigo? Because I be seeing you on Instagram with Brandon. Well, y'all know him as Bubs. I see you
Mhm.
on there with Brandon a lot. And from what I know, he said that y'all be doing Bigo together. So how do you get into Bigo and why are you on Bigo? Because every time I see people on Bigo, they fighting, they exposing each other, and it just makes me feel so damn ghetto every time I see Bigo.
Okay. Okay. What happened to me is I was following Bubs Brandon, as you call him, um, and I ended up somehow on his Instagram live or like his YouTube live. It was one of those ways they were like on a panel and was talking and all of that. It was the TTB group.
Yeah.
The whole it was all three of them. But I connected with Bubs first, and then after that, I connected with the other two, and they invited me to Bigo after they did that the night where they were celebrating Aaliyah when all of Aaliyah's music came out.
Hmm.
I just made myself available and I was on there part of the discussion down there in the chat, and then they transitioned to Bigo. So and from there I developed friendships with them. And it's we don't have those ratchet times. We actually continue like inspirational, insightful, and self-reflective conversations. But people do try if you don't have the right person hosting. People do try to come up there like it's the hood, and they just peek into your room and act a fool.
But now people be on there. I be hearing they be making like some good money on there. I'm like,
Yes.
how does one earn money on is it a
I
chat?
was I was told it was through agency. It takes a relationship and an audition for you to actually start making income. Because there's a couple of people that I do know personally that do make income from there.
Uh, Best of luck and wishes to those who are strong enough to.
You, you got to be in the in crowd, I guess.
Sure, that's a constant battle for which in crowd is in and which is out.
Yes.
Just depends on who you ask.
Yes,
Child.
because there's politics in every industry. There's politics in YouTube, there's politics in the music world, there's politics in acting, and there's politics in Bigo. Sometimes you just don't know where you fit in, and sometimes you got to move and shake your way through a lot of shit to get by.
Amen,
Sometimes,
somebody.
Hallelujah.
so you,
They think that we in the in crowd. I'm like, bitch, we still. My account does not reflect that of somebody of these high stature that they think we
yeah,
are.
we are not
But
them.
but you do have weighty voices amongst our community. Y'all do. I think y'all carry more weight than what y'all know.
You know what? That doesn't show up until we say something shady, and then everybody decides to remember it.
Yeah,
They don't remember all the good shit, all the nice praises
Right?
and accolades that we give people. But we say something shady under our breath, and it gets rotated and get back to that person. Sometimes
Oh
fast
God.
in the same live.
Help
right.
Jesus.
Okay, because not too long ago, I got posted on what's the name of that blog? Is it T News blog or something like that? And I just so happened to be on Brandon's live stream. He was on there with Aaron Wiles out and Quan the Poet. and Aaron had shaded the hell out of Quan's outfit that he wore to Chase in LA, and I had absolutely nothing to do with it. But yet my ass is posted on the damn blog because I'm up there with them. I'm like, now how did I get not what how no how am I in it? I ain't got nothing to do with this. Now how am I in it? But it'd be surprising when I hear people say that because no doubt, Jamar, what he just said, I hear people say that all the time. They do be regarding us and our opinions a lot of the time, and they be saying that we're
Yes.
doing great things. Because I keep hearing people say, like with the boys' night out thing that we got going on, people enjoy it because they think that it's positive for LGBT men that be able to have like a panel type platform to have discussion or whatever. And I'd be fucking surprised when people give us those flowers because we've been slept on for so many years. It'd be so surprising when I hear people say that. So I guess we just gotta take it.
I receive it. I receive it when people say it. It's just like, girl, you may not look like it on your end, but there's people that look forward to your content, look forward to seeing you and your what you're putting out there
Definitely.
creatively. So I'm like, okay, it must be true. There's more than one people that's saying this, so I definitely received that. But I definitely want to know like how because you said you're a gospel artist, and on your page it says that you are also an author as well.
Hmm.
So tell us how you got into both like writing and music, specifically gospel.
Okay. First of all, I would like to say that I was one of the kids that was born on a pew. Um, my mom is a minister in the house of God, and most of my life she's been working full time ministry. And as a result, we were we were there before the pastor and after the pastor.
Oh,
And I accepted my call to preach while I was in elementary school. I got filled with the Holy Ghost while I was in elementary school. So my lane has always pointed towards ministry, and I just never knew where I fit in that scope. So when I finally left home and moved to Texas after the army and everything, and I moved back out to Texas, and I was no longer a part of ministry, I didn't know where I fit in the world. So it took God taking me back through my memories, through my journey, in which my book is. It was more so of the journey, the walk of me coming into my identity of like, oh, so this is what I was born to do. Ah, this is why I have this skill set. Ah, a whole lot of aha moments just happened as a result of me writing that book.
More power to you, because I'm like I mean to write a book, you you have to really delve into a large part of your life and really expound upon things that are that you've gone through, and you have somebody edit it, and then you have to put it out and watch how like something that's so important and dear to you be received by the public, which the public is usually trash. So, so, so I commend it, and that's what people say. It's hard for us to do what we do because we just put our faces and stuff out there. But like, if you are creative, no matter what lane, whether it be video, content creating,
Yes.
podcasting, music, written, whatever it may be, you have thick skin. A lot of people can do what you do. So, just to anybody out there that can hear the sound of my voice, do what you do.
because
But all of
it's
that
like
requires vulnerability. What you say?
yes, it does require vulnerability, and when you putting yourself out there like that, I know that for me, when I first started doing YouTube eons ago, I came into it just thinking, oh, everybody's gonna like me. Everybody's gonna love it. Everybody's gonna love everything that I do. Everybody's gonna love it. Not to, of course I thought that. I'm 21 years old, and most people that I know like me. So of course I think
Right.
that everyone is gonna have that same thing towards me. But I was proven wrong when I finally got up here because you're not going to be for everybody. That's the lesson that I had to learn. Everybody's not going to like everything you do. Everybody ain't going to like. Because I used to get criticized for every little thing. I get criticized for my speaking voice. I get criticized because I have a lisp. I get criticized just stuff that you wouldn't normally get criticized for in your real life. So when you put yourself out there, it's it's a gamble. You got to learn how to got to learn how to take the bitter with the sweet, because most things are sweet, but then you do have some places in it that's very bitter, and you got to learn how to accept it, and that's a hard thing to do. Ooh, if my connection is messing up, it's the rain.
Go ahead, Russell. What you say?
I was just like to say a lot of times the things that people made fun of you and had things to say about you for was the part that made me feel kinship to you. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So because I when it came to the gay world, I never really interacted with gay people other than the choir boys in church until I had watched y'all go to gay pride and y'all chill with y'all friends. I got my bonus to even venture out and meet people because I saw, oh, y'all can be people can be communal and people are halfway nice and they ain't shady like church girls. Because all my impression of the gay world was the church girls who you can't sit with us. You know them.
Oh, it ain't just the church girls. I can tell you that much.
Right, because that expounds far beyond the house of the Lord. I'll tell you that right now. That's
I
just
Okay.
mean, that's why, like, I haven't been, and I've been open about this. I haven't been the most open to being around many gays because of my own experiences with them. They've always been, oh God, they've always been very judgmental towards me, or they look down on me because they feel like I think that I'm better than them. When it's not the case,
Oh.
it's just that when I walk into a room full of people that I don't know, I'm very observant. So I'm
Mhm.
here to pick up on different energies. You can ask Jamar. Jamar would introduce me to people, and I'd be like, you
just
know,
just stank. Good.
I'd be like, because I don't really like to meet, especially I
Oh.
don't like to meet other gays a lot because it's always a negative experience. And so when I go
Oh.
around
Steered him wrong
them,
yet. He
what?
was still I haven't steered him wrong yet, and he still be apprehensive about every bitch I bring in the room.
Oh.
That's true.
Welcome to a new experience, Scotty. Welcome to a new one.
Listen, if it wasn't for Jamar, I wouldn't even be where I am now with the whole gay community thing. Because it's just like the fact that we are doing this, and then we're doing boys' night out, and the fact that we are one of, I guess, the voices of the LGBT community, especially in the virtual
Hmm.
community. I have to learn how to be able to meet other gays instead of being so closed off and all of this other stuff. Because I do not let people in my space that much. So it's difficult sometimes. I like the most oppressed groups can be the most horrible to each other.
And that was the blessing of me having both sides is having the church side because I'm gay. I can't be in leadership, but I'm doing the job of leaders. Then in the gay world, I'm a church girl. I don't really hang with too many other folk. And then I sing and people know I sing. Oh, he think he this, he think he that.
So I'm curious to know because I'm not as I didn't have as much exposure. I had like I mean my parents took me to church, but they weren't as rigorous as some other Southern Baptist church families were. So we went there maybe 2 to 3 times a month. But the people that went there like all the time, who were really like invested and integrated in that culture, how was it to see like other gay men, like those gay men that you talked about that were really catty and shady? Like, are they any different than like your typical, homosexual that you find like in the club scene? Are they any difference you see between the two?
Okay. There's two type that I dealt with in the church. Okay, you have your preachers and leaders, Then you have your choir boys and lay members. They ushers, they work children's ministry, anything auxiliary, but they're not gonna be visible on no poster board. They're not gonna be any of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more so hung with this echelon of people. So these are your higher up leaders. These are all people who had something to lose. So even if people had suspecting things about them being gay, they were never confirmed and proven. You
Mm.
get what I'm saying? So we live, being that we were leaders, we lived life very quietly. So like even if you did have a boyfriend, you not holding hands. Nobody sees you at Walmart with him. That's not a thing because I'm from a small town. You everything
What?
you do is at your house or their house, or you do it out of town. You do not do any of this because you never want anybody to be able to say, I seen you, hey, da 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 da. Because once you get leaders talking in your church, your reputation will never be renewed. You'll lose everything. Especially if this is your source of income.
Does that ever, if you could speak from your own experience or experience that you've seen of anybody else, has that ever hindered them, like caused them to feel, trapped, or they feel like they could never really be themselves as a LGBT person?
All of my ex-boyfriends are still preachers, and everybody got nervous and kind of stopped talking to me once I wrote a book because they thought they was gonna be in it. Because they still getting income from being preachers, pastors, youth pastors, whatever worship leaders, choir directors, ministers of music, whatever it is their role is, they are still getting a check from it, and they scared that their association with me will blow that up.
I dated a pastor. They're the worst ones. Go ahead.
I,
Amen. Lights.
it couldn't be me. We would be
Listen,
butt all the time. I'd be like, if you go,
I dated a pastor who was gay. He had an ex-wife and he had 3 kids and he did time in jail before. So yes,
oh,
they're
you
the
have
worst.
Oh,
DL pastor tease. You have
oh, you was tiptoeing
I don't know if he was on the DL because
on
his
being a.
mm,
what happened?
his connection froze. Hold on. Give him a second to come back.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, you go now. Okay, now what you were saying now?
Can you hear us now?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know what I say.
But
You,
I don't think he.
yeah, the DL pastor that had the
I don't think he was on the DL though because he said his ex-wife knew that he was gay. So I don't know.
Oh, just because the wives know, don't mean the congregation or the leaders over that pastor even knows.
right.
So
Oh,
The only one that knows. And did you tell her or did she find out?
I didn't tell. I never met her, so I don't know
That's what that's the key thing here, because just because somebody knows doesn't mean that you not, unless you broadcasted it out there at the top of the rooftop.
her.
that's
I didn't
that's
say a damn
yeah.
thing. I had nothing
but
to do with it. That's something
everybody
he told
always suspected me because I started doing ballet at 6.
Oh well, then
me.
that's the first indicator of anything else. Wearing tights and tutus. Well, they're not really
Listen,
tutus, but tights.
listen. I'm just saying. I'm saying. I said I didn't say this. He told me all that on the first date. Okay, so
Oh, so he had something to get off his chest.
Oh
he
yeah,
told me
you
all
was his
that.
safe place.
He told me all that on the first day. After we left the movie and went out to eat, he told me all that. So I ain't even asked for that. He told me all
You was supposed to be bae. You was supposed to be a first gentleman in that ministry.
ah,
that. Lies.
I can
I,
only imagine Scotty on the front row. Preach,
Oh,
pastor.
you know
I
damn well. No, ma'am. Mm-mm.
I can't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it at all.
He'd be one of them first gentlemen with an attitude like, is it
Yeah.
over?
That
Is
I
it over?
that I see.
Oh my God.
That I can definitely
Um.
see.
So, what made you get into like? Okay, we know that you sing. So, is there a reason why you wanted to go into the whole gospel thing? Because a lot of guys that's like us that sing, they immediately go from that to secular music to try to take themselves away from that scene of church or whatever. So, what made you want to like delve more into the gospel thing uh, versus doing what everybody else do and go over and try to be some
Grace,
genuine
grace,
Walter
talking about
type
fucking psych.
Okay.
shit.
First thing was the things that happened to Tone before he became B Slade. I was enraged, especially when people like Donnie McClurkin kind of piled on the situation. And I'm like, Donnie, I know you of our community, but when I started seeing people of our community talk against people in our community, it was like, oh, no. So I always had an upheaval about that. And then on
Mhm,
top of that, because I was in the Birmingham, Atlanta area, every year for Labor Day, around Labor Day weekend, Pride is in Atlanta.
mhm,
So on that particular Sunday, while everybody is at Piedmont Park and everybody's tenor section is gone, I'm getting booked at all of these churches because everybody's tenor section is no longer at their church. They are in Atlanta, Georgia. So I swept up and made a lot of income off of that. And I realized also in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Gay Pride, there was never a gospel act. And I was like, but you got all the tenor sections of all the choirs here at Piedmont Park. So why is there not a gospel artist? Does Jesus not love gay people? What are you saying? What are we saying right now? So being that I had those two burdens, after I got off the stage in Alabama and I moved here to Texas and I was allowed to sing in the club and I had an experience with God while I was in the club, I was like, oh, this is the same. Oh, this is very much the same. So these people do not care if whether I sing Usher or whether I sing Mary Had a Little Lamb or whether I sing Jesus Loves Me, as long as they can feel the music and they can identify, everybody's gonna have a good time. Oh, so there's a way to make an income doing this. Cool, got it. And mind you, I had 20 years of music ministry experience prior to that.
Then
well,
that would definitely come in handy because even in like the LGBT clubs where the girls perform as drag queens, you have the girls that come up in there and do a good old gospel number, tear the house up, tear it up.
Because it's in their bones. It's in our bones.
I mean,
I think that gays are just musical people in general. Like it doesn't matter what you sing, as long as you can feel something, or as long as you can move something, and long as you're good at it. That's all that really matters. That's how I feel because they do. I haven't been to a gay club in a long time, but they do go in there for the drag shows and they'll do a gospel song. I think somebody did the BB and CC whining song one time at one of the last drag shows I seen around here, and I'm just like, I didn't know they do that here. Oh
Oh,
wow.
but you don't remember on Chase in Dallas when Reese closed it out with Dorinda Clark?
Oh, I forgot about that. He did. But see, when I was, but like I said, it's been a long time. So it was years ago when the guy and the drag person was doing the BB and CC song. I'm like, oh, I didn't know they do that here. Every time I come here and they do a drag, it's always somebody lip syncing to Tamar Braxton and Beyonce and Trina and all this other stuff. I never see nobody do that. So yeah, like these folks don't care what you sing, as long as you know how to sing. Because if you can't sing and if you can't perform, they are going to drag your ass. So,
for the most part.
cause
And
I just want to point out the slight shade tree that he threw. Okay. Because you were a palm tree just then. That was a palm tree.
I look.
Wait, what I do?
Tamar and Beyonce and
Listen.
I mean, it's the expected. You know,
Yeah,
okay.
I think
it,
we as LGBT people, we enjoy the theater, we enjoy the dramatics, and
mhm.
Performance.
sometimes the gospel numbers calls for the dramatics, and it's a combination of that, and then the fact that we are, a community of people who have had to lean on our religious backgrounds and our beliefs in the Lord because the earthly realm does not particularly cater to us all the time.
No, it
So
doesn't.
we've those
Not
are
at
things
all.
that they talk about in a lot of them gospel songs. You be ready to throw your shoe across the room because it'd be like, "Come on, glory, go, never would have made it." Amen. Ah!
Yes.
Amen. Amen. Okay.
And one of my good sisters, Trinity K. Bonet, here in Atlanta, Georgia, did a song. It was called, I forget, I don't know who the artist is. You may be able to tell me. It's called "The Blood Still Works." Baby, she's.
It will never, never, never lose its power. That the choir.
Come
Oh my
on, man. Sister start tearing it up. I was like, come on, man. But I feel like that's another reason why we like to connect to it a lot. It's like a breakaway from the typical like numbers of a lot of the girls do, and then it's a message that we can all definitely identify with, just in life.
Yes. Uplifting.
Praise
Because you never know who needs to be uplifted. You know what I mean? You never
Yes.
know who needs
everybody
to
all
be
the time.
uplifted. Everybody. Because sometimes people go out to the club just to escape the bullshit that they got going on in their life. And then they go to a club and then somebody does a gospel number that really hits home for them and that probably gives them the relief that they need. It's kind of like when we do videos and stuff like that. And I may talk about something very personal and somebody else going through the same damn thing. So you don't know who you're touching with the things that you do with the art, with all of that stuff. You just don't know. There's somebody out there looking at you for some type of
Yes.
salvation. So you know.
Amen.
Amen. Do you ever see? Because I know they're starting to slowly pop up around the country, like these the LGBT churches that are strictly
Mhm.
for the community. Do you feel like they could ever like integrate with the the churches that we grew up with and sort of become one instead of being sort of segregated into heterosexual and homosexual ministries?
Um.
Good question.
Okay. I feel like honestly, those churches are to start doing fellowship with each other first. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because in every other denomination, they do meet up. You get what I'm saying? If we are alike, we do develop community because that's the reason why you have the missionary Baptist, the full gospel Baptist, the Pentecostal, the apostolic, because all of these people believe the same way, and I just haven't seen our community be communal in their faith.
Mhm.
And I think that's everybody scared of being rejected or being dissed or mishandled by somebody else.
I believe so,
Mm.
and it's weird because I feel like if there was an LGBT church, I feel like we wouldn't have nearly as much of an issue bringing in somebody who's heterosexual, just because we've always just been about inclusivity. Where
Right.
way around, you let somebody sashay in there uh, with a pantsuit and some bedazzled boots and a face and a full beat, and they a man, they be like, this is not of the Lord, and they give that whole rendition. It's like, well, why can't we just, he said, come as you are. If I want to get beat and done up, this is how I am.
Exactly.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so this you just like struck a nerve because that has always been my issue in the house of God is that because this person wears the purse or whatever, now Now all of a sudden, what happens in the Pentecostal and the non-denominational churches that have the Pentecostal experience? You have somebody come to you like if I went to church with these nails shining like this, oh, somebody's gonna come for me. If I go to the church that I'm a member of that I used to tie to, um, if I go there with these nails like this, somebody's gonna come to me in the middle of me closing my eyes, lifting my hands to Jesus, and be like, "Can I pray for you?" And at some point in time, during that prayer for me, they're going to talk about my identity and perversion. They're going to talk about being the man who God called me to be. And then after they get through with all of that, they're going to tell me they accept me and that God loves me, but He doesn't want me to stay the way that I am. And they'll say that they just did that in love. But what you did was just shade me openly in front of folks, is what you just did.
People kill me using people kill me using religion to mask their homophobia. It's so funny to me how people use religion to mask their homophobia. They want to say that it's not homophobic or whatever. And here's my thing,
Hate
because
the sin and not the sinner.
it's not even that. What kills me is it's just like for the last month we've been talking about the baby for the last month, the dummy for the last month, in the conversation, that he sparked with the comments that he made. People feel as though, or not even just the dummy, we're talking about Lil Boosie as well. He's made comments, and people want to say it's his opinion. He has a right to disagree with the way you live your life. I personally feel like nobody has the right to agree or disagree with who I sleep with. It's my life, my body, my dick, my ass, whichever one I want to use. It's my business. So therefore, it ain't up to you on what I decide to sleep with, on what I decide to have in my bed with me. So when people say, "Oh, I don't agree with what you do, but I still love you,"
I don't
I
agree
don't
with
give a
that
fuck what.
wig.
I didn't ask you for
I
your agreement.
I don't agree with that wig. I don't agree with that kitten heel that you got on. I don't agree with that, that seams going down your dress.
But I still love you.
but
Go ahead.
my question is always this. Okay, so the Lord didn't come to Jesus didn't die to save me. He died to cover what went on in my bedroom, not the rest of my life. It was he didn't die for none of that. None of my emotional trauma, my emotional health, and my mental health, my spiritual health. None of that matters. It matters who I'm sleeping with. He done bypassed all of me to go to my bedroom. Okay, I don't serve that Jesus, and I'm so glad I don't.
When people like that would come up to me and be like, we want to call you to be the man that God wants you to be. We want to call you to, I want to pray for you for the things that you're doing and blah blah blah. But these be the same people, Bible thumping and all, don't be having no issues with premarital sex. They be lying all over the place. They be having their own extramarital affairs, eating shellfish. And if you calling me the man that I'm supposed to be, if I'm supposed to be any other type of man, I would be that man.
Or celebrating when they relative get out of jail for raping people, celebrate when they
Oh
family member
God.
get out of jail for killing a person, but yet I can't celebrate being gay. I can't celebrate being, I can't have pride about myself. I'm supposed to continue to be in this hot ass box that we call a closet for the rest of my life so you can be comfortable. I don't understand it. Like, I'm not here. Like, people want to, like, in this whole thing about the gay agenda, this shit gets on my nerves too. I can't stand the word agenda because I don't have an agenda. I'm not trying to make your fucking kids be nothing. As a matter of fact, no disrespect, but I don't give a fuck about you or your kids. I'm here
It's
living
not
my
my job
life.
to raise your children.
It's not my job to raise your fucking kids. I mean, it is what it
I'm
is.
grown.
Like, right, like you see Lil Nas on the BET Awards performing and kissing a man, But on that same stage, you had Cardi B with Big and Stallion scissoring each other on stage. But the only thing you got a problem with is Lil Nas X kissing a man on the fucking stage. And you want to say your kids shouldn't be seeing it. An award show isn't for kids anyway. Have you ever
At
looked at the
all.
TV and it has a little small box on the side and it says TV 14, TV PG, TV PG 13, TVMA, or TVG? If the shit don't say TVG, it's not for your kids. So let's not act like award shows are for kids. Of course, all of us watched the award shows when we were kids. We had not been listening, watching it, but we did. But I've seen straight representation on TV all my life, and I'm gay as shit. So what makes you think that I see Jamal on Empire kissing a man, and that means that my youngest brother gonna want to kiss a man because he's seen another man kiss a man on TV? If that's the case, then then it been in him. Go ahead.
I got this question. So, all us grew up watching TV, and we all close to the same age. So, did watching all them straight people, all them princess stories, and them kissing them men, did it make you want to be straight?
No.
It sure didn't get me out of ballet.
Because look,
Hello.
while my other neighborhood friends was talking about how bad Jasmine was with her titties out and how Ariel with her boobs, I'm looking at John Smith. I'm over here looking at Aladdin. I'm over here giving what's the other boy's name? Prince Naveen from Princess and the Frog. He was fine too. I was
Got you a tune
But
man.
that's
All right.
cool. That's just like when we was growing up and One on One was on TV, and I remember being in high school and these dudes was talking about how fine Kyla Pratt was, but I wasn't giving a fuck about her. I was just busy crushing on the famous Jet Jackson. So it's just like it is what it is. Like what you talking about? What you talking about?
that's not how sexuality works. And then when people say, oh, you have to pray the gay way, you can, just stop doing it, you can switch back or whatever it is. I was like, this is my favorite thing. But like, so they believe that you can just do this magical switch or whatever. I'll be like, okay, I want you right here, right now, in front of me, to demonstrate how to switch my sexuality. Go.
Go ahead.
I got a story for this. I got a story for this because this happened to me. Okay. So I got caught looking at gay porn on my mom's computer. My mom is a minister. So she went and got all her minister homies. She called my mentor. She called the head of my ministry department. She called my pastor and my godfather. So I had like 6 men coming at me about this, okay, individually. So we make it to the revival. We make it past Sunday. I done got pulled to the side by 6 different people. We make it to revival during the week. All right. They say the word deliverance. Okay. This is the word that they use for saying that you have a demon. Okay. That is their way of saying you, Negro, have a demon. Okay. So I don't go up for prayer because I don't feel like I got no demon. So rather than me be able to be left alone, no. I am now a 12-year-old in middle school that gets pulled out of my seat. I am now surrounded by 6 men. Okay? I am now told to get on my knees. Now I have penis prints in my face. I am completely surrounded by penis prints. And they are telling me to say openly, I am a man. I like women. I'm a man of God. I love women. And they're doing this to me in front of the church. So if this don't look like a gang bang inappropriate session and me hollering with my mouth wide open, this is all kind of inappropriate. And after I got up, I was still just as whatever I was that I was before I got down there.
I
You know
mean,
what my favorite one
I could
is?
sit here and declare that I am a duck. I can fly high into the sky. I lay eggs, and I can soar through outer space. Does that mean that I am going to be a duck flying through outer space? No.
I was just
But you
waiting for you
know,
to take flight.
but
That's
you know,
not.
one of my favorite things is in regards to this homophobic stuff. My favorite, my biggest, like my favorite thing about homophobia is this right here. Especially the homophobia when you're growing up. You know, you have the same guys. They pick on you every day at school. They call you the F word. They make gay jokes in front of the other guys at school, and the guys that they making the jokes in front of, they think it's hilarious. But then when you're by yourself,
So,
walking the hallways or in the bathrooms, and you by yourself, and
Or the locker
I'm at a
room.
right, and I'm at a urinal minding my business, and the same guy that was sitting up embarrassing me in front of people grabs me from behind and just began to hump me from behind, making sure no one sees him.
Hmm.
The same ones that refer to me as the F word in school, who may not went that far as to try to hide it from the kids at school, but they waited till we were adults, and now they're in my
Hmm.
inbox at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, wanting to get in my bed. But I was just the F word just last week, or a couple of months ago, or years ago. But now that you see me, now you want to fuck me. That's the funniest thing about it. Or my other favorite, when you're an adult and you go to these barber shops with all these thugs and stuff, and you're looked at as another F word again. And the same ones that look at you crazy when you go in those barber shops are the same ones that try to lure you to their house because they know that you're friends with their brother. They lure you to their house, and they proceed to try to sleep with you. And when you try to leave, they won't let you leave, and they make you fear for your life, and they pull their meat out on you, begging you to suck it, and you say no. So when you say no and you try to leave, they still won't let you leave. So they put more fear into your heart. And in order for you to leave, you got to do something. You either fuck them, you either suck them off, or you jack them off, because they're not going to let you go anywhere. So I know for me, I had to jack someone off in order for me to go home. So, and come to find out, this same person that got married. Not only did they get married, they were also in my mother's inbox as well. So, when you see people like that, it's very hilarious, okay? Like, it's hilarious. The homophobia and the way people try to hide their real identities is very hilarious to me.
and
I
you
see it on
know, it's irritating, but at the same time, as an adult, I understand now that a lot of those people were doing those things as a defense mechanism for
Yes.
survival.
For
Whereas
safety.
if they didn't join the crowd, then they would be the next target. And so it wasn't necessarily anything personal towards you. Mind you, when you're that young, you don't have a communication or the maturity to communicate, how you're feeling and who you are and what you're identifying and all that stuff going on in here. So it's just like, as an adult, I'm like, I see you. I'm
hmm
not fucking you, but I see
Like,
you.
it's been so many situations where it's been down low men, like, have tried to do shit to me. It's crazy. And like that last incident that I just described, I was afraid because I know that that wasn't the first time that happened to me. A man really tried to rape me one time while I was at work. Like,
Oh
I talked about
my.
it on my channel before. The man, I'm just doing my job. Like, I was working at a store, and he asked me where something was, and I showed it to him. And then when I showed it to him, he asked me where something else was, and I showed that to him. He just kept finding a reason to ask me to show him where stuff was. And then he gave me his number, And I knew then this is what you was trying to get me along for. So he gave me his number.
Mhm.
And he did not give me his name. He gave me his phone number and said that his name was Good Good. And I was like,
Blocked.
boy, okay.
Blocked.
I'm like, what? So he said, so where's the bathroom? And then I pointed to it and then I walked away. So I walked off and I went to the bathroom because I had to pee. Walking around that store showing him what shit at for the last 15 minutes, I had to use the bathroom. So I used the bathroom and I was washing my hands. And before I knew it, I felt these two hands just grab me from behind on my butt. And he turned the lights off on us. And I was trying to, when I turned around, he stuck his tongue in my mouth and I pushed him up off of me. And when I tried to run out of the bathroom, he stood in front of the door and he asked me, who's been hitting this? And I'm like, oh my God, let me get out of here. And I kept trying to get out and he wouldn't let me out. He tried to put me in the stall with him. He begged me to go in the stall with him and I said no. And it's like he was kind of bigger than me because back then I was still very skinny and petite. I didn't have the same type of weight I got now. So I'm trying to push him up off of me, and he's steady trying to push me in the bathroom. And I just felt in the back of my mind, I said, oh my God, this man is going to do something to me, and I got to get out of here. So I don't know what I did at that moment, but I pushed him away again. And when I pushed him away, I took off and I ran out of the bathroom. And so I'm running, and my manager like, what's wrong with you? Why are you running? I said, no reason. I need to go outside. Before I could go outside, they tell me somebody's at the register. I said, okay. And guess who's at the register?
Of course, we know.
Him. And he acted as if nothing happened.
That's the way it goes.
As if nothing
Plausible
happened.
deniability.
See,
Yeah, he acted as if nothing happened. And maybe 9 months later, I saw him again. And when I saw that man again, I took off running. Like, I haven't seen that man again in probably like 7 years now. That was the scariest shit I had ever been through in my
now
life.
see, that's it's horrible to hear, anybody have that kind of experience. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna take the power back from this because you will not sit here and play my ass. Because I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, we're gonna sit here, I'm gonna let you think you about to have something. So then when you pretend like you're about to give him fellatio, you bite down so hard.
Oh God,
And, it's,
Jamar.
and so now what, bitch? Now if you touch me, I bite down even harder. Now this is what's gonna happen. All right.
Jamar is gonna make him bleed to death.
You better work quickly, okay? You gonna stand up, you're gonna open the
Listen, I'm telling you, I was scared of that man though. That the one that you referred to, I was scared of
hold
that
up.
man. All I knew was that he had been to jail and all kinds of stuff, and I knew he carried a gun. And I thought if I
Oh
didn't
If you
want
no.
him,
ever
he
want
was
to work
gonna
again, you are gonna never come anywhere near my ass ever.
kill
Because I have a vagina today.
Oh no.
Listen, okay, like that
Shit.
shit crazy. So the lengths that down low men will go to victimize other people just to keep their own secret is a mess. So
It's
it's
ridiculous.
you know a mess.
Girl, I'm telling you, tables on their ass, bitch.
I didn't know Jamal was about that life like this. Oh my
Look,
God.
when you pack you in the corner, bitch. Oh, so you gonna make it hard for me? You think I'm trapped in here with you? Oh no, you trapped in here with me.
Listen, all I could think about at that moment, I had just came back from the dentist and I was scared he was gonna punch me in my mouth or kill me because I had just got my teeth done and I did not want that work to go to waste. So I was scared. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I ain't know, and Jamar knows I'm not normally afraid of most things, but that dude was frightening to me. Like straight up frightening. Like I didn't know how to take that. That was too much for me. Like that just gave me flashbacks of how I ran for my life at that store that
I'm
day.
just like,
like
If you know that you can't run, bitch, you got to start fighting dirty. Bitch, if the lights are off, if I can feel you, if I can get a good grip of them nuts,
That's all you need.
you can't do shit. You can't even punch me off. You can't push me off. You can't do nothing. And it's
You're gonna
so
be in shock.
women don't understand that. They don't understand how you can be so paralyzed when we get hit in the nuts or somebody grabs our nuts and it's just like your arms can't move. It just loses all functionality in our bodies. We are
Right. That's the
I'm fighting.
worst thing.
I'm getting my heel and kicking the shit. Feet
Hello?
all the hell out of between your nails. Ooh, girl, bye. Let me not
That's
be
the worst thing. That's
alive.
the worst thing to get hit in your nuts. That's the that shit. That pain hits you in the stomach and everything. That is the
Man,
worst.
Woo!
straight through your inner and just through your spirit. Just all.
Like you be laid on that floor for you lay on that floor for a while when you get hit down there. That's the worst shit.
I'm trying to
I
see.
done threw up from. Mm.
Just thinking about it. I know one time my sister did that to me when we was teenagers. She hit me right there, and I wanted to kill her ass when she did that. Oh my god, I was just like,
Now they try to say it's comparable to when they get like smacked in the titty. I'm like, I really don't feel like it's the
That
same.
is no,
I,
no.
no.
I really don't feel like it's the same because the testicles are inner. Like
Yes,
they, through what evolution we've developed the sac as a means of protection
yes,
because we're
yes.
sensitive. Okay, shit.
Right. Okay. Period.
But yeah, it's so strange how the community or the gospel community is held to such a high standard, but they have some of the nastiest, most vile people leading these congregations.
Okay.
But it's not that they're held to a high standard to live. It's they're held to a high image to uphold. That's all. It ain't that they really living in it.
Oh, yes, true, and it should just come to a point where now a lot of times we get to those people like Pastor what's his name, Eddie Long, what he was doing.
Whew.
Now that's something completely different. That's separate from even just the gospel, but it was just the fact that
Yeah.
he was in the position that he was in. They gave him the kind of access to those young men, and it's like it's different from being a predator and just being gay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Because
It is
a lot of
whole
people,
different world.
oh, all pastors are trying to go after the little boys and all that stuff. It's just like no, 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 no. And then if you have people that are LGBT that are trying to be leaders uh, in the gospel church, they're always going to assume, oh, he's going to touch my little boy. Oh, he's going to do this. He's going to do that. When
Yeah,
that's
they do
just
that.
negative stereotype, and it's
Yeah, they
just
do
Right.
that because I remember I got into a debate with a guy on Facebook a couple of years ago who said, "Why would I want my son to be a Boy Scout and the person that's leading the Boy Scouts is a gay man?" And I took offense to that because he said, "Why would I want my son to be under the leadership of a gay man that's supposed to be Boy Scouts?" And I said, what does his sexuality have to do with him being a part of the Boy Scout
does
thing?"
he know how to start a fire? Does he know how to tie knots? Does he know how to
Yeah,
sharp?
like what do they have to do with anything? They'll be trying to molest my kid and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, okay, so basically what you're telling me is I, for one, shouldn't be around my younger cousins or my nephew because I'm gay and because I might touch them inappropriately. There's nothing in the world that would make me want a child
Hello, somebody.
I'm
in
just
any kind of way. Okay.
they just feel like because we're all just this predator, they just lump everybody together like we're all the same.
But what kills me with that is they make us seem so desperate, like we'll just touch anything and anybody because they are of a male species, and the main men that feel that way, that think that we want them, are someone that we would never look at. It'd be the same ones with the hand down shoes and the big ass dusty shirts, looking like a damn dust bunny, and you think I want to be with you? I do have standards, and I do have a type, and you are not it.
So would they feel more comfortable if the person would molest young girls and just wouldn't molest their son, and would they feel safe then?
They say a whole lot less about it because I know of coaches and I know of pastors. I know of a whole lot of trustworthy type people who did this and they still function in these roles.
Yeah, but you know that you know the answer to that question, Jamar. I mean, look at the people who defend certain things. Like R. Kelly was on video sleeping with a young girl, and he was on file marrying a 15-year-old girl when he was 26, and they still don't have a problem with him doing anything. They still uphold him on what he has done. You know, like when it comes down to a straight man can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. He can disrespect a woman. He can molest kids. They're still gonna stand beside him. But a gay man do something like that. Oh, we
That's
gonna be
what I do.
crucified.
And it was when the baby thing was going on, and I'm just seeing like,
Jesus.
because the baby said everything about not specifically LGBT people, but something that was attached to LGBT people socially, and I'm just
Hmm.
seeing the abundance of black women just like, oh, he should have freedom of speech. Oh, he really say he was just talking about LGBT people. Oh, if your coochie's not supposed to stink, it's supposed to smell like water anyway. I'm just like, I'm
Hmm.
baffled and embarrassed.
But yet, if I do a video on love and hip hop and call a woman a bitch, then you're crucifying me for
Oh, you're
disrespecting.
you're a woman hater and you want to be a
Yeah,
woman so bad, and that's why you gay.
yeah. But the baby can disrespect you all day and call you bitches and hoes in the same music that you put your phone to your
Maybe
face to on Snapchat and know the words word for word, and that's okay.
That's
But then
that's
it's
okay because they feel like they got a shot at that dick.
that's all that is. That's all that is, and not only that though. It's like when he got crucified for what he said. Here they go in the comment section. Why they canceling him now? He should have got canceled when he punched that female fan in the face. Y'all didn't give a fuck about him punching a female fan in the face. That's the issue. That's the issue. Y'all didn't give a fuck. Y'all blamed her for getting punched in the face. So that's not. Y'all stand behind these straight black men all the time. Y'all go to these rallies when they get shot up and all that other stuff. They don't march for you. We march for
they want
you.
us at
Oh,
every
we don't.
event. They want us at every Black Lives Matter event. They want us at every rally for these people that fall. But when we say, hey, I kind of want to bring my significant other to this restaurant publicly. Can I do that?
Mm,
Can I have the right to do
mm,
that?
mm,
And I look at those
mm.
people that I just marched with last week, and they go look at you like, oh no, I ain't got nothing to do with that man. Like, that's that. I ain't with that gay shit, bro.
You forcing that on us. You forcing that gay ass shit on
Oh, they love to say that.
So,
forcing your
Oh,
lifestyle on me.
so we have an agenda about
Yes.
sexuality, but then before we even come out the cooch, y'all are throwing whole ass gender reveal parties, shooting pink and blue confetti into the air. Y'all have already bought a blue crib for me. Y'all have already brought trucks, toys. If you're a girl, Barbie, bows, all this other shit. Y'all have, but we have the agenda.
Welcome to gender norms. Welcome to gender norms.
I'm just like, help me to understand how we're the problem here, how we're the only ones with the agenda.
you see one gay character on TV and we pushing it down your throat. One,
Oh God. Oh God.
one. You can have a show full of straight. Like, say if I don't watch this show, but I'm gonna use for example because I know they got a gay character. You got Tyler Perry show, Sisters. You got all these straight people on one show, but one damn gay man. Oh, they forcing this shit down our throat. Why the hell Tyler Perry put this gay ass shit on? One piece of representation and you mad. When you watch P
Oh,
Valley, you got one gay man on there and you mad. Okay.
What's
okay. What trips me out is how mad. What I realize is that amongst our black females, they don't really get mad about a gay person being on there. They get mad when he's straight appearing and he's gay. They get more so mad about that than anything else.
It's
They're like, you
crazy.
too fine to be gay.
What
No,
a waste!
wash my ass. I actually use soap.
Oh my god.
I clean my nails. I
Yeah, I
bathe
gotta put mine after this
every
is so
single day. I don't just let the water run down. Scrub. Hands, shoulders, knees, and toes.
I cannot do you.
No, because they be trying us. They be like, oh, you too. Like, I ain't with all that gay shit. What y'all doing using the soap and washing between your asses? Huh?
Really?
That
Like
is
you're not.
literal fecal matter comes out of that area multiple times a day, and you don't wash that? What are you saying? And now, thanks to Trick Daddy, now y'all
Oh,
start getting eaten out. Oh, girl, bye. Who was gonna go down? Girl,
So, you know what I'm gonna say this. You know when Trick Daddy was talking about how he likes to get 8 hours, I did not want to hear it. But when Tank said that he liked to get 8 hours, oh, I could sit there and listen to him talk about that all day long. But Trick Daddy.
I trust Tank. I don't trust Trick Daddy.
I didn't even do no video about that because I don't even want to discuss that.
oh God! Oh, help us, Lord.
Take me higher, Lord.
I,
Take me
We
to
be
a
up here
great
all day
place.
long talking about this
but I
shit
don't
here.
want to see Trick Daddy with his shirt off, much less with his pants down, sir. No,
Hands down and legs to the moon. Because he said he sometimes has his legs up.
I didn't watch it, so I didn't catch all of it. I was just reading. Oh God! Oh God!
I'm just like, it's just slowly.
Oh shit, what happened?
Come back, Jamar.
Ooh,
Okay, they.
hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
God damn it. I can't hear y'all now. Hold on,
Oh
somebody tried to
no.
call me. Hold on, let me go out and come back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh God, he brought up Trick Daddy. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Mm-mm.
Oh
Mm-mm.
Lord.
Mm-mm. 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 I still ain't
I
even watched it. I'm not watching it. As a matter of fact, I ain't even reporting on it. I ain't doing none of that because I don't want to hear shit about Trick Daddy doing none of that shit. Period. That's the nastiest shit. We
I just
probably
want to
was.
know what happened to Trick's skin though.
I think he has lupus, and sometimes people with lupus,
Okay.
that shit tends to happen to their skin. That's why I try not to say too much about the skin because he can't help it. He got lupus,
Oh, I
but
just wondered. I never did know anything
yeah,
about his health.
I think he talked about it. His first season of Love and Hip Hop, he talked about having
Was
lupus.
that before or after Beyonce?
Way before Beyonce.
Okay.
Which
Because
is
I figured it was a ploy from Ty, the Ty setup.
There was a scheme that Ty set up for Trick Daddy to come to us with real shit to talk about the fact that he gets 8 out. Like somebody wants to know that.
But you know what? It was like when Gabrielle Union was like, "Look, I put Dwayne Wade's legs back every now and then." You know, Tank talked about getting eaten out. I
Mm-hmm.
figured because Omarion allowed Janae Eiko to talk about eating groceries on his song by association, you get your legs bit back too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Every now and then on these sites, you see these girls pegging they motherfucking niggas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, finally, y'all are gotten curious enough to wonder why gay men do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And then now that you found the golden treasure,
Mm-hmm.
you be, now all of a sudden y'all be trying to find. You know what's so weird? I've heard some. I forget who said this. I feel like Charlamagne said this, or we just had the discussion of how
Another
to
another be quiet, Scott.
how to get eaten out in a masculine way. So he said something about I have to I have to be standing up. He has to come in between my legs and reach from behind. Like I'm not gonna be bent over. I'm not gonna have my legs up. I have to stand. And she has to come from underneath.
I did that. That's not about me.
I was just telling him, I'm like, all right, nigga, just stand up in a chair, okay? We just
Should we be ending
Woo.
this right now? Like, should we be ending this right now? I cannot.
I'm just telling you what he said. I'm just telling you what he said. But
Mm-mm.
here's what we can do because I wish I had more like gospel artists on the top of my tongue that I could reference. But we can do the one must go game that we did
Okay.
before
Mm-hmm.
with the same people. I'm gonna see if Scotty's gonna find an ally this week with a
Okay.
particular question.
All right. Oh, I'm ready for this. I like stuff like that.
So let me pull back up the question. So if one must go. The first one, excuse me, is going to be an artist between Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Usher, and Bruno Mars.
Trey Songz.
I knew it.
Baby, this I got vocals in gospel. I'm just saying you got to sing. You can't be coming with that Billy Goat gruff. This is a rich town. Baby, they booed him right off of that song, baby. You hear me?
Right, exactly.
Okay, one must go album edition.
Oh Lord, let me just put my head down.
So we have Brandy's Never Say Never. We have Mariah Carey's Butterfly. We have Mary J. Blige's My Life. And we have TLC's Crazy Sexy Cool.
What was the second one?
Mariah Carey's Butterfly.
That one.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't like whistle tones. I don't like. I don't sit up listening to that shit. That is not a thing. Absolutely not.
I mean, truth be told, I'm fine with any of them as long as you don't say Brandy's.
I'm not anti Mariah. I just can't do no whole album of her.
I can't either. I agree.
Maybe the last few people that we did said Mariah, not Mariah Carey, but Mary J. Blige. This bitch was over it.
Oh no! In the sunshine, my life,
That's
my life,
my
my life,
thing.
my life.
How you gonna choose me? Move on, Jamar. Just move on.
Now
Okay.
I want my first CD to have as much soul as my life did. Come on, Jesus.
Thank you. I
I'm glad now
believe.
you finally have an ally. Do you feel better, bitch? You're not gonna turn off your camera like you did last time.
Oh, he turned off the camera on somebody.
I did.
Just disrespect.
The disrespect that you gave was
Look,
enough.
Jamar,
Shout out to Lil Kendra.
Shout out to little Kendra.
exactly.
So the last one is One Must Go Song Edition. Now, one of these I'm gonna swap out. Same artist, but just different song.
Uh-huh.
Beyonce's Crazy in Love, Rihanna's Umbrella, Nicki Minaj's Super Bass, or Ariana Grande's Thank You Next.
Thank you, next, because I never heard it.
I don't know how you avoided that. I don't know how you came this long and have not been bombarded by Ariana Grande and her Caucasian audience.
The only thing I know about Ariana Grande is the song she did with Jessie J and all them. She got a butt like an hourglass, but I can give it to you all the time. Boom, boom, boom. That's all I know.
Bang Bang. Yeah, that was 7 years ago.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh,
Oh my God.
ooh, child.
I'm a gospel kid for real, y'all.
I'm okay, baby. So, how would you? What advice would you give to somebody who is growing up in the same, background as you and living as an LGBT person? How would you advise them to navigate in that realm?
Find people who celebrate you, not tolerate you. There is
Mm,
a house, there is a community, there is a place that God has for you where the love of God will be shown and the love of God will be evident and it will be a tangible interaction. It's going to go both ways. The Bible says that the love of God goes from heart to heart and breast to breast. That means it's communicable. So if you ain't feeling the love reciprocated both ways, you're in the wrong place. Run.
that's good advice, though.
I
That's
mean,
good advice.
it is what it is. Sometimes I think we got to emphasize if you just got to hold out till you can actually make that run. Because sometimes you live in your parents' house, you can't go nowhere just yet. Just kind of do what you got to do until you're 18 and can emancipate yourself. Deuces.
But I will also even tell that person who's stuck and then you have to be at a church where you're not celebrated. What you need to do is develop a relationship with God for yourself. Number two
Mhm.
is out of everything that they're preaching, if they really preaching Jesus, you're gonna be able to get something out of it, even if it's not wrapped right. So find the good, eat the meat and spit out the bones. Swallow what you can.
That's
No,
still
I
good
mean
advice.
that last part be nasty. Don't be nasty.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
I'm just saying. I'm talking to the people that's out there that's gonna take that. Some of y'all gonna take that and be nasty.
Well, I'm
Okay,
not gonna lie. I took it that way, but I just didn't want to say it out loud, though.
because you're a whore. But
But Jesus loved Mary Magdalene too.
You
She
know what?
supported his ministry.
I'm so tired of that bitch down there. I'm so tired.
But remind Jamar that she made it into the Bible. She's in history.
look, I didn't say nothing wrong with it. I just called a duck a duck.
Quack bitch. Now continue.
And there we go. She has finally self-identified. Bring her onto the altar.
I
But
can't stand that bitch. I cannot stand that bitch.
Ooh, this real love up here. This real love all up here.
I don't like.
I don't like that bitch.
So tell the audience where they can find you, what your social media handles are, and what you have that may be coming up that they can support you in.
I'm Double R Russell on Instagram, on Snapchat, on TikTok, on everything. Um, I already have a book out. It's called A Piece of the Big Picture. It's where I tell my life story in short story form. And if you haven't read a book this year, I would encourage you to get it because it's a quick read. And they always say if you want to hide anything from a black person, hide it in the book. Prove them wrong. Read a book this year. You need to meet the quota of at least completing one book this year. I encourage you and beseech you by the mercies of God that you do this. And I am writing a new book, and I'm also got the track done for my first single, as well as me starting to produce and work on my first mixtape.
Oh, period. We
Oh,
love you, Bird.
okay.
We'll definitely be around to support it. Let us know so we can share and promote it when it happens.
You
And
do.
lastly, a question that we like to ask all of our guests whenever we come on to the Prelude is Did you enjoy yourself? Did you have a good time? Do you feel like, we did our job as the host of the show? Give us your feedback.
Oh, this was great. It was a key. It was fun. First of all, I want you to know that as an artist, I always had a fear of doing interviews. And I always wanted to pick somebody I felt like I was going to be the most comfortable with to do my first one. And thank y'all for popping my cherry. I appreciate it. Um, it's been a joy, and it's because I've enjoyed y'all material for so long, and I feel like I partially know you, and getting to meet you is a pleasure and an honor. And thank you for having me and taking a chance on somebody who you didn't know.
I mean, that's kind of like the business that we're in. And it's always, humbling for us when we're trying to, reach out and grab different figures of the community for people to come back and ask us, like, can we be on your show? It's kind of like, are we more raggedy show you want to be on?
Oh, and another thing, the circle. I see your name in the credits. I just want to tell you, that is a show that I actually care about. I watch a lot of I watch a lot of series, and sometimes I don't care. But yours is one I actually care about, and the arguments make sense. There is context for all the conversation. Thank you. I feel like an adult watching a show. I don't feel like and what.
Thank you. That I'm glad that translates to someone, because there are some shows that just the first episode they just start fighting. We don't know why, but they fighting.
Only heaven knows.
But yeah, we definitely try to give the context. So I'm glad that you're enjoying the program. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. That means that we're doing something right.
Yes.
Something.
Yes.
Because woo, girl. But but thank you again so much for coming on to the platform. We really thoroughly enjoyed you.
Thank you for having me.
Scotty, do you have anything? Oh, I called you Scotty. Scotty, do you have anything else left to say?
Well, first off, we thank you for coming on the platform. Okay. This was supposed to be our last interview for a while, but Jamar just told me that might not be what we thought it was gonna be.
I
That we were
might as
gonna take like
I
yeah,
might as
we was gonna take a few weeks off, but because we've been kind of slow with the interviews this summer, we kind of already had a break, to be honest, because we really ain't interviewed nobody in a while. So we've been kind of slow. We probably done maybe like 3 interviews this summer, because I know we interviewed Barry, DJ, and Eli Liberty. I want to say that was I think the
yeah.
last one.
Look at to see when those dates were. They were like early June, I think.
Yeah, early June, and the last one was in July. Because I know when we interviewed Eli, I was sitting up here with COVID when we was interviewing him
On camera with COVID.
on camera. So you know, that was I think, but Barry was the last one that we did. So we've been kind of slow with interviews pretty much this summer, because there's no web series out. So we've been interviewing like
Mm-hmm.
musicians and stuff like that want to come on the platform and stuff like that. So we was just gonna take a little few week break, because Chase and Dallas and the Come Up and all this other stuff is coming out, and then his show, we got to interview people off his show too. So we was gonna take a couple of weeks off, but we don't at this point. Jamar said, "Oh, that might not be
We might
true."
as well, just because we've got
Oh.
we've gotten so used to interviewing people only once per
Mm-hmm.
season, and waiting for them to kind of be able to talk about enough stuff. Because if you interview somebody episode 1, there's only going to be
Right.
they can really talk about without being vague and stay tuned and all that bullshit.
Right.
I just might as well bring the people back. They're my baby. They got to do what I say anyway. So they're just gonna come their ass on back mid-season and right at the end.
I want to see Cash interview. That's the one I want to see. That's the one I would be excited about. That one and Tevin, because that I ain't never seen nobody flick their hair so much in my life in such a short time.
I
Help
know.
Jesus. That baby neck ought to be tied, honey. You ought to
Baby,
have whiplash, honey.
The
I
one I'm waiting for is Melly B and Rico Cassadine. Them the two I'm waiting on.
will probably do Rico and Mulatto next.
Hmm.
Okay.
Because I talked to Mulatto the other night, and she said that she wanted to really do an interview, especially like after the past episode, because I felt like she wants to give like context as to why she reacted the way that she did. Everybody was saying that she was overreacting, but there was some
Because
stuff,
I'm just trying to add some new one in my review.
and you know there was some stuff that was going on behind the scenes, and when she talked about it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, come on, come on.
Right.
So, and we'll probably have her back afterwards because I really we'll have her back afterwards because there's something that I want them to be able to talk about.
I'm gonna tell you before we end this, the main people that I'm waiting on from the circle to do an interview with, like I said, Melly B,
Mhm.
Okay.
Co, Jewel, of course, and Tevin. But
Yep.
but I know that Melly B's is gonna be shady as shit. I just know it
I
is.
Oh,
mean,
I love Millie.
but let me tell y'all, Cash, I need a drink. I'm going to be doing this because Cash has no fucks.
I
No,
know. That's why I like him.
so I never know what Cash is going to say. And so we
Hmm.
could be live and he could be talking some. I'm like, cut the camera, cut the camera. I know he's just gonna start reading and it's just gonna get a mess. Melly, not so much. Melly's gonna read, but it's gonna be more comical. But I feel like Cash is just gonna
So
child,
basically, my mouth gonna be like this the whole time. Cash up there.
just if he decides to do that. Now he could be tame and keep it cute. It all depends on what he's feeling in that moment on that day.
Mm.
Child, today I done seen his booty and him make Kool-Aid all on IG.
But I love Cash though, I really do. But I just
Me too.
For the most part, we're gonna try to get everybody up here from the circle because all these shows
eventually.
are about to come out. Like all these shows are coming out at the same time because the circle is already out. Then Chasing Dallas is coming out, and then I know that Hot Boys in Houston is coming out, and then the come up. So many shows are coming out. So
Busy. I'll try to keep up with many of these shows as possible so that we can have as many guests as possible.
yeah,
Because I
because
know
this fall, I feel like this fall, Jamar, is gonna be like last fall. We were doing an interview every fucking week.
Yep. Y'all sure
every
was.
I don't
Y'all
feel
was on it.
I don't feel like
every was doing 2 and 3 a week at some point in time. So
I don't think we started doing like consistently until like November. I think we
yeah.
started like some of our interviews like in early October, and then like November, especially when we kicked off December. Once we started doing Chasing Atlanta, that's when they started going week.
Cause who was the first one we interviewed from Chasing Atlanta? Wasn't it Lil Kendra and
Uh-huh.
Wayne the Pain?
Mm-hmm.
It started with them because
Mm-hmm.
we started doing G status reviews first. Cause I think who was the first one? Was it Tremel or was it Ike?
Tremel.
Okay, it started with Tremel, and then we did Ike, and then we did Devon. Then
Mm-hmm.
after we did Devon, we didn't do any more interviews. We probably just did 2 more weeks of just a regular hot topic type show. Then we did Lil Kendra and Wayne the Pain, and then after them, it was
Dominique.
Troy and Dominique on
That exclusive
ABA.
that y'all got from Ike blessed me though.
What did, what did we
It
get?
blessed me.
What did we get from Ike?
I'm saying that was when he pulled text messages. That this is where he pulled the text messages. And he started showing inboxes and stuff. That's when all of it happened here. I watched. I remember. I was like, "Whoo!" He went on the money and didn't do none of this.
Baby, I can't wait. We're gonna be popping like motherfucking popcorn coming in the
Yes,
fall.
we're gonna be
Yeah.
popping again. We're gonna be popping again. The preview gonna be popping again, okay? Because like We had so many damn interviews from December on down to probably May or June. We had so damn many because I'm trying to go down the list of how many we had before we go.
January was lit.
Oh God, it was.
January going into February was lit.
We
So
had Rico with a K. We had
Lauren,
uh
we had
Lauren.
Oliver twice.
Yeah, we had Oliver twice. Then we had Q. Then I think we took a break after that for a minute. I think we
Yeah.
took like a week off or 2 weeks off or something like that. And then we started interviewing people from chasing Dallas the retreat because we had Reese G on here. We had
Hmm.
Eric James up here. That interview was I watched that interview again yesterday. That was something else. That interview with Eric James was something else.
It,
Don't be surprised if y'all see that interview on Chasing Dallas this season. Don't be surprised because Reese kept saying, "Are y'all gonna keep this up?" Yes, I said because I know Reese would screen record a goddamn interview and he would put it up there as a receipt on that show. So don't be surprised if y'all see us up there.
and use it as a
Um, right, okay. We had Reese G up here, then we had Dre. Oh God, that Dre Simba interview was also something else. That interview lasted for 2 whole hours, and it wasn't supposed to last that long. It
because he
was
was
a
reading
lot.
Chasing Dallas Angie status. So,
Then we interviewed the guys from the Grind Dallas, and then after them, we did Chasing LA. But we ran into some issues with trying to get some of them on here. We only got to have don't say it because I know what you're gonna say. But the people that we got to do the interviews was Jeremy, Alicia, Quan, Hershey. I think that's it.
D. Hawkins.
Yeah, and D Hawkins. That's it. That's all we got. We couldn't get
Mhm.
nobody else.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying on it.
Now I will say to Andre, because Andre was live with, I forget who he was. I think Quan and somebody else. And I had came in, talking to I think Quan, and he had remembered who I was, and he was like, "Oh, hey Jamar." He's like, "I know, sir. I know Jamar didn't like me from his videos, but hey."
What?
I would say he had a much more lighter spirit. So I feel like if there was a season two and should he be on there and we reached out again, I think we would have much more success the second go round as opposed to the first.
We'll we'll see. For the most part, we get all the interviews we want to get, but then it be difficult with some people now. Some people make it hard to get an interview with them.
So it's
And
fine.
I be over it. I let like again, if you want to book an interview, you got to go through Jamar because I'm not the type to book them. Jamar has way more patience. Okay, so but
Okay.
well, we was gonna end it anyway. But with that being said, y'all, we are out of here for tonight. Be sure to tune in Friday night at 9, 8 Central Time for Boys Night Out, starring me and Jamar. Also, Maddie Rants, giving you the real tea and Josiah's World TV. We are always there for a good kiki. So we'll be back for the hangout with your favorite girls, not girls, but girls. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta send not Jamar, I gotta send Josiah my hot topics for the show anyway. So yeah, I can't wait to see what y'all pick for these fuck Mary kills or pumping the dumping games. I forgot what you in charge of because I put it in the group. I forgot what you in charge of,
I
but
forgot
yeah.
you.
Yeah, but it's in there. But we'll see. But I can't wait. I'm glad that I'm not in charge of them no more because I like to be surprised when I see them. So we'll see. But with that being said, y'all, me and Jamar are out of here, and we'll talk to y'all later.